You brought up an interesting point. No one goes through life without crises or benefit. Mm-hmm. Does one bring on the other?
Mm-hmm. You know, in many circles, and in quantum physics actually now, they're showing how this full quantum idea that within the seed of every crisis is the service. I'm not going to say benefit at all times, because sometimes psychologically it's very difficult for us to get a benefit of something tragic that has happened. But to understand that every trait and every activity serves in some way, just as it disserves us because it's given us some trials and tribulations and some tragedy, it also has a service for us, equal and opposite. So it's the great discovery that God has been trying to give us, that every crisis has a blessing within it. It's difficult to look at terrible tragedies and traumas in life and say, hey, that there was a benefit to that. But it does serve. You know, everything that occurs. You know, let's take something simple. We won't get too profound here. Let's say the auto accident on the street and nobody dies. The doctor who treats the patient, he's served because he has work to do. The auto mechanic now gets to fix the car. The insurance person has a reason for living, even though the insurance company is going to pay out some money. And the person who's paid their premiums will get to reap the benefit of getting their car fixed. So from an incident, now for some people they could say it's a terrible tragedy that there was a car accident. But if we look at all the parts of it, we step away and we can see how it set into motion a dynamic. Now, take that from a simple, non-invasive or offensive incident, and extrapolate that into the most terrible things that have happened to individuals and to this country. And sometimes you have to be outside of the person to be able to help them to see where the service is, because the emotions are too deep. But we know now, even, let's do it, 9/11. The tragedy of 9/11 has brought with it 10 years later a different awareness on the planet, a different way of being for society and culture that has woken up people to something that's been there for a long period of time. So I'm not going to say there was any benefits to it, but I'm going to say it certainly has served. To see the heroism that occurred on 9/11 still gives me the chills. I just got them right now. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the heroes that have now joined the armed forces because of that, I saw a documentary about a gal and a guy who joined the military because of 9/11. And they were in their teens, like youngsters, when 9/11 occurred. So things that occur, although tragedies, serve some of us to the extent that it made our life for us. Mm.